I hope, as always, never sure. But look, it's late. Isn't it fun? We're doing a late night stream. No idea how many people are going to tune into this. Maybe nobody. But I mean, actually, before I start telling my story, let me just wait for it to kick in, which it should do any time now. Here we go. I can see where I'm talking as well. No, it's just me moving the mic. So that's fine. Yeah. So the reason I'm a lot of me just look at the thing. So the reason I move this fan a bit too. The reason it's quite late today is because I had to be in London all day and it went way too long and just screwed me over. I'm going to edit a Miller's Musings after I've done this. I'll put that first thing tomorrow because I'm going to put it up now. So you still get everything. We're just, I got trapped there far longer than I meant. Just, doing medical stuff because you know what my life is like. On the subject of my shoulder, I find out Thursday. Between you and I and us, it does seem like it's probably going to need surgery, which just sucks because it means I'm going to be out for ages. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what happens. I mean, it's in so much pain at the moment. It's awful, and we're at the 3-week mark now, which means I'm going to start to lose muscle and stuff. It's just bullshit. It's just absolute bullshit. But hey, it is what it is. So yeah, I just thought, screw it. We'll do a late night Q&A. We'll see how it goes down. The good thing is it's always on archive, right? So you can watch it. And let's just do it because people may need to go to bed. You may have work tomorrow. I don't want to hold anybody up. We'll do the ones on page. We'll just do them all in one big thing. I'm overthinking it. Man that you fear, my man Dave. What's your favourite injury? Well, I have none. I hate all my injuries. Suck. I don't count getting smashed in the back of the head as an injury. A lot of people say when I cut my head open wrestling, that's not an injury. That's just a cut. I don't count that. And I hate all my injuries. I haven't actually been that too. I usually get like bumps and scraps, scrapes and scraps, stuff like that. I don't ever usually get serious injuries. I mean, I have injured myself before I had to rest, but not to the point that I have to keep going and see medical people because my arm won't work and there's an agony all the time and I can't sleep. That's the thing, I haven't slept in 3 weeks. That's why I'm growing my beard out, by the way. When I get injured and I can't train, that's why I grew my hair that time. That was the other time I was properly injured. So this time I just grow a massive beard. So that's what I'm going to do now. And it makes me look old because it's so grey. So no, I definitely don't have I definitely don't have a favourite injury. What's your favourite mispronounced word? I always enjoy when I see people arguing about almond or almond. And there's another one as well. I mean, I think the English version is almond, but who cares, man? Just call it whatever you want. If you want to call it almond, all right. What's the other one? When people use then and than. That one does actually annoy me a bit. It's like, they're different words. That doesn't count. Otherwise, I think almond. I think almond's a good one. I think we can smash that. Actually, that's a lie. I should have read on because you've got a good one. I always pronounce hyperbole, until you and Jim pronounced it correct when it blew my pathetic mind. Hyperbole must be a Midlands thing. It's not, because I learned about hyperbole when I was about 16 years old, and I was talking to a friend, and I said the same thing. I said, what a bunch of hyperbole. And we're like, do you mean hyperbole? And I was like, yep. So I think we all do it at one stage. So I won't worry about it too much. How we learn. That's how we learn. Now you'll never do it again. I still say hyperbole sometimes. By accident, it just rolls off the tongue. But yeah, that could be better than almond, actually. I think we'll go with hyperbole. I think that's the best. James Hunt. Did you have a favourite teacher at school? And if so, why were they your favourite? What a good question. I did. It was Mr. Oliver, and I'm going to do two. I'm going to be that guy. But it was Mr. Oliver and Mr. Perry, because they were my history teachers, and they did a great job. That's why I grew to love history and grew to care about it and did it at A-level. I was going to do it at university, but I changed my mind at the last minute. They were just so good at bringing, especially World War II. I love World War II. And they were so good at bringing it alive and making me care. Whereas I know a lot of people that had history lessons, they absolutely hated it because they thought it was so boring. But I just thought it was awesome. And also the other thing is, I don't remember that many teachers. I remember Mr. Perry and Mr. Oliver because they were, again, good history teachers. I remember Mr. Detheridge because one time during a parents' evening, he said to my mum, we all really like Simon, but he's a bit like a lovable dog. While we do like him, he doesn't do anything. So I remember Mr. Detheridge, and I remember Mr. Reed because he was my form tutor, and I remember Mr. Fairs because he was a terrifying deputy headmaster. So they all have separate reasons, but the two I remember for teaching, which is their jobs, was Mr. Perry and Mr. Oliver because there it taught me about had American history. I loved that. World War II, Cold War, Bolsheviks, Russian Revolution, all that stuff. It was just, man, they were so good. Hence why, I remember them now. If I've ever seen them, I'll shake their hand. My man Winstano in the comments, who I need to get back to because I'm terrible. I grew a depression beard once. I stopped before I got to Strowman levels. This is what this is. It's exactly the same thing. It's like, what can I do that doesn't require any power but takes my mind off stuff? I completely get it. Dead Riot. After the Sam Adonis incident, that was because it's quick. Over the weekend and the upset caused when Spike Trivet spat champagne in the crowd at Progress, how far is too far when being a heel? The Spike spitting champagne at the crowd, I think that's kind of touch and go. I think that can kind of work either ways because it's a heel move that will get people to hate you, and probably in the right way, but you have to kind of, watch the audience. The, I forgot his name, Sam Adonis thing is just bad. It's just bad. I think if you go onto David Starr's Twitter, he sums it up best when there's no line to being a heel, but there is. If you're going to make people hate you to the point they don't want to see you and they're not going to buy a ticket, then you've gone too far. And coming out and using, not only slurs, but outdated slurs that nobody wants to hear. And if you are using it, shouldn't even be in your lexicon to begin with. I think you're an idiot. I think what he did is awful. I haven't seen it live. Obviously, I'm only going off secondhand reports, but it sounds horrendous. It sounds stupid. And it's just not something I think we need in professional wrestling anymore. It drags professional wrestling down to the level people think it's at, even though it's not. So you can't, again, if you're going, David Starr summed it up perfectly. If you are making people not want to see you, you've gone too far. And that's what I think. And that's what I think he did. So yeah, I think he's an idiot, to be honest. Who uses that word? Who uses that word? It's like white dudes. It's like, not even white dudes, mostly white. It's like old white dudes, right? Old white dudes that use the M word think it's okay. Just fuck off. It's ridiculous. Josh Tilbury, hey Simon, hope you're well. How did your scan go? Thursday, Josh. It went fine. I hate being in those MRI tubes. They freak me out. But yeah, Thursday is D-Day, so we'll see. I think I'm going to need surgery. I'm in a lot of pain. Do you think that when NXT calls up, come to the main roster, Vince likes to push the reset button and lose all the momentum they had in NXT? Akon lost to Cruz the other day, and Cruz is used as a below mid-card talent at best. Well, yeah, because they don't even really reference what they did on NXT, right? Maybe there's been a few things here and there, but I'm pretty sure if you didn't watch NXT, you wouldn't know who the authors of, you wouldn't even know the authors of Pain were there since they came up to Raw. I don't think they've been maybe once when they first arrived. Andrade really hasn't. I know, say you're an NXT champ, right? That's never really talked about on the main roster. Because, yes, I think you're 100% right. I think Vince likes to then recreate them in his own image, because we've all heard that. It's like the WCW thing, not to the same degree, because obviously it's within his company, but it's almost like he wants to create them. Which is probably why Braun Strowman got pushed up too quickly, because he was excited about what he could do. The Akon loss to Cruz was stupid. It's not Cruz's fault, but he's been booked badly, and Akon losing to him makes him like an idiot. So, yeah, I agree that I think that's exactly what they do. Do you listen to any wrestlers' music when you're at the gym, and which ones? Oh, my gosh, yes. Where's my phone? Get it on this hand. Kevin Owens is definitely on there. Seth Rollins is definitely on there. Baron Corbin's is definitely on there. Who else is on there? That one. I'm pushing on buttons. I should have a wrestling playlist. But this is Chris Jericho's on there. Don't know why I like that dude. I like the beginning. There's loads in there, right? No, there's not. There's just a bunch of hip hop. Loads. Kane's, Undertaker's, Triple H's. There's loads. But yes, I do. I have to be in the right mood. Sometimes I need a break from it. I can't even find all. There's so many. I can't even find them all. But yes, I listen to a lot. Triple H's I listen to all the time. I'd say the ones I listen to the most are Triple H's. Kevin Owens I like a lot. I don't know why. The answer is yes. I'll get a list and I'll publish it on Patreon eventually because there's so many. I'll never be able to remember them all. What RPGs on the PS4 would you say are the best ones? Do you know any that have a turn-based battle system? PS4 is hard. That new Octopath Traveler game that just came out for the Switch is really good. Like proper old school RPG, proper flipping hard with some cool systems. Obviously that's Switch. I don't think I know any. Let's type it in, see if I've played any. Turn-based PS4 games. XCOM 2, I never played that. Persona 5. Did play Persona 5. I liked it, not as much as some people did. I know my man Chris Bratt loves the Banner Saga series. Otherwise, all of these. Child of Light's meant to be good. Don't know if that's turn-based, but that is good. Is it really an RPG? Yeah, don't know. Obviously, the Final Fantasy games, people are supposed to like them, and they've really got into them. South Park's a turn-based game. That's an RPG. If you like South Park, that's brilliant. So yeah, definitely play that. That's fantastic. That's you got the series first. Otherwise, they're not turn-based. You type in RPG PS4. It come with Skyrim and stuff, isn't it? It's come out 1,000 times. The Witcher's an RPG. It's not really massively for me, but a lot of people love it. Fallout, Dark Souls, is that an RPG? I wouldn't say it's an RPG. South Park again, Final Fantasy. I think in terms of you want more niche ones, yeah, I'd say the Banner Saga is probably. I know people love that game. It's not for me, so I can't really comment on it. But I don't know what. I don't think I played that many RPGs on my PS4. I'll have to look into it. With Starner, Child of Light is kind of turn-based. It's good fun. I've heard a good thing about That's Child of Light. Let's go with that because it's supposed to be really good. Can you ask Joe Hendry next time you see him what he used in his hair to make it stay up like that? Done. I'll see him on Sunday, I think, if I can make it to my show. I don't know if I can, but yeah, done. 100%. Ben Ward, my man. If you could have any licensed song in the world for your wrestling entrance music, which Metallica track would it be? Well, you're not wrong. It's going to be a Metallica track, it'd probably be Master of Puppets, because I love that song. And it starts big and it starts loud. Otherwise, I thought this the other day. I had it on my phone. And I thought that would make awesome entrance music. This is fun, isn't it? It's me looking on my phone. I think it was an Architect song. Anything that's got a good, build kicking would be all right with me. But yeah, Master of Puppets was Metallica. Jim Calcutt, I hope the injury is healing well, Simon, and you're not going stir crazy without being able to gym. I tell you, Jim, I am going stir crazy not being able to gym. I hate the one thing I'm not good at is not being active, and I haven't been active now in almost 3 weeks. I mean, I'm working, obviously. I'm throwing myself into some videos. Today was a bit different. I was going to London. I've got to do loads of videos this week. I'm going to spam you with videos because that's what I do. Josh Tilby in the comments. Hi, Simon. Hi, Josh. But I hate not going to the gym. I hate it. It's not good for my overall well-being, but, I'll be all right. Jumping the gun slightly, however, who would you like to see Lesnar feud with when he eventually returns from the UFC? All right. Well, as long as he hasn't got the belt, I think he can feud with anybody. I still think Lesnar's a commodity. I think everything he did on Raw last week was awesome. I'd take a Bobby Lashley Lesnar feud. I'd take a Seth Rollins Lesnar feud. I'd like Kurt Angle Lesnar, but I don't want to see that because of Angle. Owens versus Lesnar I'd enjoy. Sami Zayn versus Lesnar I'd enjoy. Daniel Bryan. I mean, Samoa Joe. I know we kind of had that, but I'd have it again. Without the belt, I think they could do more. I think the belt kind of restricts it. So yeah, anyone, absolutely anybody with Brock Lesnar I think is good. I think he's a draw, and I think the ratings prove that. And I hope he does go to UFC. I hope he has a fight with Cormier, maybe one other. I still like to see John Jones, but I don't think John Jones should ever be allowed back. But yeah, I would be all right with him coming back after that. I'm not sick of Brock. I just think he needs the belt off him so he can be more creative. I think the belt hinders him a little bit. Who are your favourite second or third generation wrestlers? Does Bret Hart... Stu Hart was technically a wrestler, right? So he'd be a second generation wrestler. Would he? I don't know. We'll say Bret Hart. Doesn't work. Third generation... I got to type that in as well. I'd say Randy Orton, but I'm not a big Randy Orton fan, but he's just the first one that comes into my head. I'm not going to say The Rock, because people want me to say The Rock, and I refuse. Here we go. I got a list. WWE guide to current second and third generation wrestlers. Cody Rhodes is one right up there. So Cody Rhodes. I'm only going to mention the ones that I agree with. So yeah, Cody Rhodes, the Usos. That's a good one. Randy Orton. Yeah, mentioned him. Not mentioning that guy. No way. Oh, that's all they've got. There you go. that's off the list. Just in case you're interested, they also had Natalya, Ted DiBiase, Curtis Axel, Tamina, Primo, and The Rock, obviously, Alberto Del Rio. Crazy motherfucker. My man Andrew. Not sure if you ever watched Inside the Actor's Studio. I have. But at the end of each episode, he'd ask his guest 10 questions. I know this. I'll shorten it to 5. Thank you. Your t-shirt's on the way, by the way, Andrew. Let me know when you get it. It takes a while to America, but it's gone. What is your favourite curse word? Fuck. I say it a lot. You just throw it in, you go like fucking, and it's okay. So yeah, it would be fuck. What sound or noise do you love? Like trickling water, but in a nice way, like a fountain way. That relaxes me. What else do I like? Guitar sound? Does that count? Probably not. Someone's strumming a guitar, but no. In terms of natural sounds, yeah, sort of a really relaxing water if you're laying there just chilling out. What sound or noise do you hate? Baby's crying. Drives me nuts every time. In the supermarket today, baby's crying. It's like, someone's got to shut that baby up. I'm a bad person. I'm a bad human being. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt? Well, I think I've tried them all. Well, as a kid, I really wanted to be a football player. So that'd be in there in terms of the sphere of Simon Miller's life. Otherwise, I'd like to try stand-up comedy one day. I hosted that awards ceremony a few months ago, and people said I did a bit of a bit, and they said it was okay. So maybe that. It's terrifying, but I like to be terrified. What profession would you not like to do? Any kind of marketing. I've done it once. It was so boring. No offense to anyone who's a marketer. For me personally, I couldn't get into it. So I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to be a doctor. Way too much pressure. I'd feel awful if I killed someone. And that's the thing with doctors, right? Or surgeons and stuff. You have to get past that. Couldn't do it. I can't handle blood either. No, I don't mind if I bleed, but seeing someone else, ugh, no thank you. If heaven exists, What would you like to hear as you arrive at the pearly gates? Why? Here's why. Sticking with it. Oh, I'm an idiot. Andrew Selkirk. If you had to fight Prime Mike Tyson, what would your entry theme be? Would you try and psych him out with something weird? I wouldn't even think about if I was fighting Mike Tyson in his prime. I'm guessing I'm somewhat of a decent boxer. I think you just had to go at him. You just have to go at him because he was crazy. So I think you just reflect. I'd probably come out to like Waterloo or something by ABBA to try and throw him off. But yeah, I think you just got to go crazy on Tyson. How did Buster Douglas beat him? I can't remember. I've seen that fight loads, but I can't remember. It just was a lucky punch, right? I don't want to fight Mike Tyson in his prime. One day we should do some boxing chat. I love boxing. I love boxing at the moment as well because it's back up where it was. Instead of the usual Survivor Series, Raw versus SmackDown, what do you think about throwing NXT into the mix too? Something resembling an NXT invasion angle. It might even get people interested in watching that normally don't. Yeah, I think they could do more with NXT. I think I did a video for What Culture recently where one of the entries was that kind of idea. I think they could. I think one day they will. I think one day they'll start using NXT a bit more. How's that word? Just more. Just use it more than they do. I hope they do anyway. Maybe when Vince steps away. We'll see. For the record, if I had to fight Tyson, I would go Homer Simpson and come out to Why Can't We Be Friends? It works. That works. You would freak him out. He'd probably kill you within seconds. And Josh in the comments, where do you think Dean Ambrose will fit when he returns? Well, the rumor is that he's going to be in tag team with Seth Rollins. I'd be all right with that. Don't know where that leaves the IC Championship. Maybe for Drew and Dolph to feud over it. Don't know who turns face there. But I'm happy with Seth and Dean getting back together. I always wanted to see Dean go heel on Seth, but you can't do that. If he comes back, they'll be too good. Apparently he's coming back. We're going to be at SummerSlam in terms of there. I think he's going to be on the TV, on the show. But then after that, I guess we're there, right? And we're back at, we're back at Dean Ambrose, which is good. I think you'll freshen up the roster, wherever they decide to put him. I'm excited to see him back, but yeah, I'll go tag team with Seth Rollins, which I think is okay. And hopefully turn him heel and feud with Roman. That's what I'd really like. Can't see it happening, but we'll see. And that was it. That was all the questions. I know I put them up early this morning. I really have to put them over the weekend, but I was all over the place with my shoulder, as always. Yes, loads of videos. I'm going to do another Q&A for everybody this week, because if I get bad news on Thursday, we've got to come up with a plan, right? But I'll do it anyway. So remember Thursday or Friday, we'll do an update on the injury. Look how rubbish my lights are. This side of my face is just covered in darkness. Anyway, you can see me. Finally, Josh, I said NXT should have their own team elimination match, get them on T and advertise them. They should do more than NXT. It's as simple as that. I'm hoping still they're going to put it on FS1 with this Fox deal. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So yeah, update on Thursday. Miller's Musings tomorrow. We've got some lists I want to do. So just enjoy lists. They make me laugh. I do troll lists, as you know. Yeah, just all the usual video stuff. Podcasts. No Week in Gaming today, obviously, which I've just realised. Pretty sure Sam is away. He is away, so that's good. But we'll catch up. But thank you very much for all the support. It's been awesome. We've got some podcasts we're doing this week, so make sure you drop me a line and we can sort them out. And yes, thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you again later in the week.